So this story is many years ago. It's about 20 years ago. I used to work for Adler, which is right here, the bus stops. And all this is Vietnamese territory. So there was a person that put a Vietnamese flag right here on us. And I used to work, I was only 19 years old, 20. And this Vietnamese town. Okay, and I used to clean the bus stops. So if you take a look around right here, you'll see the Vietnamese flags. I'll go to them right now. And they put Vietnamese, it was a big time war. And they used to massacre people, and they used to be very violent, you know what I mean? We're fighting against the Congos, the Vietnamese Kongs, and all those people, okay? So this is Vietnamese town. And someone rented a spot right here, and they wanted to change, you know. No, I used to do the bus stops right here, todas las bus stops right here, and I used to change the glasses right here. All these glasses, I used to open them, put the glasses. Right here, well, there used to be a stand, and many years ago, everything changed. You know, there was all kinds of war longers and everything. This is the heritage of the Vietnamese. So it was all the squares right here. This is a Vietnamese guy. I used to be here a bus stop also. That's Mister. And so we're on this corner all right here. All this was the riots, fights, and everything. It was in that corner, this corner, and there used to be a bus stop.
To stream when the hospitals don't even have power to keep people on ventilators or on pacemakers. Like, how's that possible? Every bit of a third world nation. It doesn't have to be that way. It's horrifying that Hassan Piker went there and, of course, attacked America from the glittering halls of this luxury villa.
Ho Chi Minh killed about 2 million Vietnamese, and Ho Chi Minh killed over 58 American. So today we don't want picture of Ho Chi Minh hanging here. We don't want the communist flag hanging here. We're looking for freedom. We come here.
Yes.
We don't want communist be here. Trần Trường he is communist.
Right. Bây giờ ổng là quên.
Tại vì tôi quánh với cộng sản thành ra tôi mới bị cút trơn. Bây giờ tôi không muốn cái người nào mà cộng sản ở bên này hết á.
When the communists took over South Vietnam, my relatives spent over 10 years or 15 years in the prison. That's the reason when we come here, we see, look at those kind of picture and the flag, that it provoked our anger.
Và Hồ Chí Minh đã cai trị, Hồ Chí Minh và nhóm Cộng sản Việt Nam đã cai trị Việt Nam trên 50 năm và đã đem đến sự đầy đọa đau khổ cho nhân dân Việt Nam. Cho nên ngày hôm nay cái người dân Việt Nam tị nạn ở đây không muốn thấy Hồ Chí Minh ở đây, không muốn thấy cái hình Hồ Chí Minh ở đây, không muốn thấy cái lá cờ máu của Cộng sản ở đây.
Page of 194 of the Lunar New Year news magazine of the Người Việt Daily News, and regarding our flags had been put in the dirty play like that, so we're very upset. And until today, Người Việt Daily News haven't tell us exactly why and how this picture show up on page of 194. When the free country, come in this freedom country with empty hands. We haven't cared anything without our flag. So it's our property in our hearts. So doesn't matter what's going on, we always have to protect that. Doesn't matter how long, doesn't matter how much money we have to spend, because it's a lost property we have to get. Every single day we get between the 50 to 100 people routine and come and go, coming back. We are Người Việt Daily News open on the public hearing, for both sides can have a chance to exchange the view and discuss what's going on regarding on page 194. However, Người Việt Daily News haven't responded to us yet. All the volunteers protesting in here and ever thinking about we plan to destroy Người Việt Daily News. No, we do not accept that, because we always respect the law and we always respect the First Amendment.
Well, many years ago, many years ago, I used to work for Aller, and it was say a crew of 10 people. We used to clean the bus stops and change the posters, change the glass, pressure washer all the flooring and everything. We used to work in every single city in California, Los Angeles, This is San Fernando, this is Santa Clarita, Norco, Temecula, Banning, Huntington Park, Southgate, Maywood, East LA, Whittier, everywhere. Everywhere that there was a bus stop, we used to be in charge. And there was like about 10 of us that we had certain sections, and it was a time that I was about 19, 20 years old, and I was a person that I was exciting. It was exciting, you know. At the same time, I used to also work with my tío Pepe and all that, and the family and all that. So I used to have 2 jobs, overwork my ass and everything, but I loved it. I made the money and I enjoyed it. I used to drive all the new trucks, go to the dealer, and I used to come out, work about 3-4 hours. We used to supposed to start at 5 o'clock in the morning and get off at 2 o'clock. It was a 4-10 days, you know, and we used to laugh a lot, joke around a lot, and at that time my abuelito Mickey and Putalco and all my family was still alive. I used to collect all the trash from all the cities. I'm talking about a whole truckload of pickup, you know, with things, carrilas, that my great-grandfather used to get up there and collect cans and everything. It used to inspire me. I used to go visit my tío Pepe when I used to finish my route early. But then they moved me to changing the posters and the glasses. So there was a lot of people complaining that there was a lot of graffiti, and they used to use this fiberglass, and which I gave my dad, Frank, and all them. That's if you ever go to a sleep out mattress, on the table you'll see our glass, our fiberglass. Everybody always asks me for it. So it was about half an inch. Then we had a 1/4 inch, and then we had real glass. We'll have to go clean it, squeegee all the way down, and put the new poster. Every week we'll change posters. Every month there was a cycle of areas, and back then that was an advertisement. That was the way that people used to go see movies, theaters, and all that. Every single movie that you could think of was there. I remember la de Wilson, Green Mile, and then the Little Rats. There was a lot of them, but there was a lot of posters, and everybody used to always hit me up and tell me, hey, can I get some posters and everything? So they moved me, and they made me acting supervisor, and I knew every single route, and I used to get all the overtime. It was an awesome over there, and all over Temecula, Norco. I used to go to Banning, right here Huntington Beach, East LA. I used to have Huntington Park, Southgate, you know, and it was awesome. It was awesome, and every time the people that paid for the advertisement, they always want to make sure go take a picture of their that had the proper lights, that it was clean right, that there was no scribes, no tattoos, no graffiti on them. We used to do the malls. We used to do all the beaches with the lifeguards. We used to be back then with the lifeguard duty, the house on the sites. There used to be posters. I used to work at the beaches. Me venía desde Hermosa Beach all the way to Donna Point, just changing posters through the sand, take the air off the things, and ride like you don't care. It was an awesome, especially in the summer. You get to see all the girls, and it was an awesome experience. Well, there was some shit happening in right here in Little Saigon, which is Westminster, which is the Vietnamese area. And when I was young, I didn't really care. I was hip, I was excited, and I was motivated to work. So about 3 of us, Mr. Brooklyn, Pedro, he had an Imperial, and not an Imperial, an Impala, 68. And so Pedro, me, and we call them Pulver Nights. So we used to, they told us that there's some shit happening in Saigon. And me, myself, is like, is there any takers? And I was acting supervisor, so they right away said, well, fuck yeah, I gotta go. And, Pedro and homeboy, Brooklyn, we used to take turns. So normally you get a route, you clean it once a week. You get about, I say about 60 to 80 bus stops. So what you do is you pressure washer, you take out the trash, you put in the trash bag. That's where everybody in my family used to get the brown bags and the black bags, and they used to get the fiberglass, and they used to get all kinds of stuff. And then I used to inside the bus stops, I'll take all the aluminum and I'll recycle it. I used to make about $100 tip on just recycling. And, so my job was making sure that every single poster looked awesome. I wasn't already cleaning the bus stops. So Pedro's route was Little Saigon. Well, there was this Vietnamese Holocaust that killed millions of people, of their own people, and like a fucking Hitler, you know, someone like a Holocaust, you know, they killed millions of people. Well, this guy was like someone big in Vietnam, and the United States, we had the Vietnam War. That's when they used the Apaches and the helicopters and all that. That's all the stories. Good morning, Vietnam, you know. And he put up a flag of the communists, the Vietnamese, which is a red flag with a star. Me, myself, and I wasn't really involved in all that politics stuff, but I was involved in riots. We had the Ronnie Kings. We had the kinds of riots. So I was involved. We had union strikes in Goodyear, MTA, RTD, and all that. Everybody protests and everything. They get all crazy and wild. So I was already aware, more or less. I was hip to all the shit. So suddenly they sent me and Pedro, because there was a lot of notice that our bus stops were getting the glass was broken and they couldn't see the poster. And at night the lights were turning on and anything, and they were all dirty and fucking corroded. Well, Pedro did it. He used to go once a week, and suddenly he had to go twice a week, then 3 times a week, and that's when the shit got wild. People are doing cocktails, throwing bottles, going that shit. We have protesters, we have people, we have horses, cops on horses, riot gears, and throwing everything, all for one guy. And the guy doesn't wanna leave the property. He gets beaten up, and his business gets broken into. They take everything. His son and his family members and his friends, they end up calling the police, and the police had to back them up. So then all the protesters were arguing and fighting that he was allowed to have his flag, and they've killed Americans in Vietnam and all that in the 70s, 60s, you know. And we should be against them. We should unify and, you know, like get them out of here. And as the police, they couldn't do that. They had to protect them, and they had to. All rights are equal. So this guy's getting interviewed. He already got his hand broken. His stepson or his son is over there talking. The manager's trying to evict them, but they need like 90 days, 30 days, whatever, to evict them. he paid a whole year in advance, and they want to burn down the shopping center. The police had to be there every single day for like a month. Well, every day we'll get all these disturbing calls that people that are advertising and their advertisement wasn't shown properly as advertised as, so you could see the lights clear, no graffiti, no nada. And they used to give us bonuses for keeping the bus stops with the posters clean and everything, you know. So we'll constantly be getting like $100 bonuses, $50 bonuses from the people that advertise there. And all of a sudden we started getting all these things that they're gonna take our contract away and everything because we're not keeping up to what we agreed. Well, it was only a certain bus stops. There were in total like 3 bus stops that they were getting broken down. The glass was getting burned, broken, graffiti, cars crashed into it. Well, it's all in front of all the protests. So we used to have to have the police escort us. We'll come at 3 o'clock in the morning, around 8 o'clock, around 10 o'clock, and we're constantly rotating, me, Pedro, and Brooklyn. And we started taking turns. You know, one would do it this hour, one would do it this hour, one would do it the other hour. So we're constantly keeping it up and everything. People are shitting on the streets. We have to power wash. People are breaking, burning the bus stop. People are fighting, throwing all kinds of shit. So we had to get escorted with the horses, with the police. I'm talking about hundreds, thousands of people just protesting and just fighting, and all the streets, you know. And then they smoke a lot of cigarettes, a lot of buds and everything. Like I said, all the bus stops, the trash cans, everything was getting burned, you know. Back then it was legal to smoke. So we're rotating, and you know, a couple of times the newscasters were there. Like I'm talking about 50, 60 newscasters. It was nationwide, worldwide news, you know. And CNN was there. Everything was there. And I started enjoying it. And too bad that we didn't record or anything, but it was awesome. I got to see a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. Got in trouble a lot because they used to do, like I said, weekly posters, and because they were breaking them and todo, they picked up the pricing, and they were putting posters every day, and they were charging the rates of the whole week. So every day we had to clean up the broken glass or the fiber, or the burnt fiber, take it out, put the posters, and it was always different. And the trash we had to, because we're getting lawsuits and fines because the trash cans were overfilled and everything. So we're a constant thing for like about a month for everybody. The guy in the hospital, the guy that put the original flag, he came out of the hospital, and right away he went back and they beat him up. They beat up his son or grandson or stepson, and people were just looting and breaking and fighting and screaming and all. And every time we go to the bus stop, people on top of the bus stop, people are trying to break it. People are trying to, you know, we're cleaning after them. We're very consistent. You know, they're paying us, and we said, fuck it, let's do it. And it was a crazy time. And I remember one time that a car right on his business crashed the car inside. And then he started the car on fire, you know. It was crazy, eh? So I never knew Saigon, and I never knew the Vietnams, that they were so crazy. And the Vietnamese, you know, the Vietnam guys, they're crazy. over here in Long Beach, which is not far away, about 30 minutes, there's a lot of Vietnamese, and they don't get along with the ones at 100 Beach. So the ones from Long Beach will come protest against 100 Beach. And there were like a lot of gangsters, a lot of shit. And then what was funny is the eloteros, the churros, everybody was there, and then big ass flags. You could buy your flag to protest. You could buy your shirt and come on TV, and everybody was screaming all day long. I'm talking about day and night. We'll clean up about 1:30, and then we'll start getting calls that it's dirty and everything. You gotta make it first thing in the morning at 3 o'clock, and we'll clean it at 3 o'clock, and then the people that used to print the posters, they were getting free advertisement and all. And they're like, hey, okay, put this one up, and then put another poster up, and we'll stay there a couple of hours. And like I said, we had the escort of the police. And as soon as we left, boom, they'll break it, burn it, throw the trash. And it's like, man, it seems like everybody was just destroying our bus stops, you know? There was 4 bus stops. So I took a video, and people right here in Vietnamese, it's been a long time, but they still don't allow you to take pictures and all that. And they're very strict and very particular, you know. And they really take their heritage and their pride to the max. So even though it's been like 20 years, they still remember like it was yesterday. Now they have like a statue, and they have a flag all over the city. They won the demand, the lawsuit or whatever, and they kicked out the red flags, you know, and they stopped all the rioting and fighting and protesting and everything. And well, I remember right after that, I got a position and I went to go work at Pete's Connection. Everybody, that's why I left that job. Also got in a fight, right? Pepe got we were buying the Toyota Tundras and the big ass F-14s, the big trucks. We had the power washers and all, you know. Well, it's exciting. Every time I go to the city, I still remember all the shit that happened there. You can't imagine. They had la banda también, you know, like just tambores day and night, to get rid of the protesters, but the protesters wouldn't give up. And the people wouldn't accept to take down the flag. They'll break the flag and put it back up. They'll break the posters and put them back up. It was a constant crazy. And like I said, there was all kinds of news reporters and all the TV. All the local TVs, worldwide, everything. Hi everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. It was an awesome story, and still remember if it was yesterday. Alright everybody.